delighted to have here co-hosting this episode with my brilliant, amazing, wonderful Adrienne Marsh. Hello, Adrienne. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you, Marina?
I feel the vibrations in your life, and I feel it in your heart, and I feel it in my heart. I remember that Yoko Ono said at some point, I'm a great fan of hers, actually. So she said that vibration from love or music can be felt everywhere at all times. And I'm thinking vibration from Adrienne Mars can be felt everywhere at all times.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you very much.
So I know you've been listening to the universe lately. What is the universe telling you?
The universe is telling me that I have to listen to my intuition and I have to slow down because I've been doing too much. And as you know, I had this accident last week, and I'm now wearing this very pretty sort of thing on my leg. And it made me realize that it's a lesson to learn, because sometimes what happens is when we don't listen to ourselves, when we're tired, we're not giving ourselves enough me time, we're not looking after ourselves, then the universe will say, if you're working and working and working, or you're giving to other people and you're just giving all your inner resources can't last forever. It's like a battery, unless you recharge it, you have to like recharge your phone every night because the battery runs low. And it's the same inside, and we don't realize, and we think, oh, I can run around, I can do this, I can do that. And you have to look after yourself. And it's a real lesson that, as I say, that I have learned very much, that I have to slow down and take it easy. And it's the universe's way of saying, stop. And so before you get to that stage of having an accident or being ill, you really need to be taking some me time and looking after yourself.
Me time, we covered this in previous episodes, and I got great questions from our listeners who are located all over the world. And it's very interesting how one question came repeatedly, and I was wondering if we could if we could by any chance cover that today. Do you feel that we could inspire other people today with unveiling the top tips on how to raise your positive vibrations, your frequency, and how the me time can rebirth your energy, can make you really and truly take control of your life, make it into a ray of sunshine rather than a dark corner, rather than feeling all alone and low energy field. How can you use this me time to make things shine inside?
Okay, well, there's a few things, and one of the first things I believe is gratitude. I was talking to somebody this morning, and she was telling me that she went a couple of weeks ago. She's written, and in fact, I need to put it on. I need to blog it out. She did a blog. She did a sleep out, which is basically, she went to Centrepoint, which is in London, and they have this program where people raise money by sleeping out in the street. They don't actually sleep out in the street, but it's to go through what people that are living rough and out in the street are actually going through. And I read her blog, and honestly, I cried, because it's just incredible, and you don't realize. And one of the things she said was that she did it for one night, and they were in a warehouse, and she said the lack of just personal dignity, personal space. She was freezing cold. She was wearing, clothes. She was on the floor, but she had her own sleeping bag. But she said, not to have any, that you can't get up and shower, you can't put on clean clothes. You don't know who's going to suddenly be sleeping next to you, and it's smelly and dirty. And she said on the way home, she said it just made her feel that she just wanted to, shower and have some tea and just feel better. And so when I read it, it made me realize how lucky we are and how we have to be so grateful for every little, because everybody we complain about, oh, this is wrong, the weather's bad, or this is wrong, or, my boss isn't nice to me, or, I'm having a bad time with my children, or, there's always something people are complaining about, the price of something. And they don't realize, the basic needs of a human being, the dignity of having a roof over your head, of having a warm bed to sleep in, of being able to have a shower and put on clean clothes in the morning. It's just, having electricity. It's now, it's November, and it's going to be getting colder and colder. And those poor people that are out sleeping out in the street, mostly through no fault of their own. And when you think what you have, you're, wealthy beyond belief. And so I think the first thing to, improve your vibration, and it's something I do every day, and I list at least 5 or 10 things that I am really, really grateful for. And it could be something as simple as, I'm grateful for my bed because I had an awesome night's sleep. I'm grateful at the moment that even with this funny contraption on, I can get around. That I've got friends who come over and are cooking for me, and taking me shopping, and being grateful for, I'm going to say silly things, but they're not silly things. Having a boiler that's working, so I can turn on the central heating, that I've got hot water, that I've got a kettle, that I can make tea. Simple little things like that. And as I write all these things down, my energy level starts building up, and I just feel, oh my God, I have such an abundant life. Because the more that you think about, the more you put out there and say to the universe, I am so grateful for all these things that are in my life. And it's the small things, it's not the big things, it's the small things that you're really grateful for, your family, whoever it is. Then more comes into your life, and so your vibration gets so high, because it's resonating with other good vibrations that are out there.
You are so right. I recently came back from Vietnam, and when I started, I wanted to complete my 1,000 journey away from home, going back to Hanoi, because last trip, the trip I made there before the beginning of this year, made me open my mind to self-correction, and made me help me transform my self-destructive behavior, the patterns we all have somehow, and increase my positive vibrational frequency in a way that I'm so grateful for. Just looking at the people who are sharing the pavement, they were cooking on the pavement. Basically, they will start the day around 5 o'clock in the morning, and they will only go away for a couple of hours just before midnight, and they will be there with smiling and selling their stuff on the street or whatever it is that they are doing, but they're very entrepreneurial. So, but they're always in a high vibration state. And they have very little, and of course they had the war and they lost everything, and perhaps they are very grateful each morning they wake up and think, I'm still alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Recently, I interviewed Louise Harrison, George Harrison's sister, and she was sharing how back in the war, Second World War, they were going to a list to see if they're on the dead people list, and then they were laughing, making a joke, saying, "Oh, we are not on the people on the list of people who died. We better go work today." so I have that feeling since, thinking that I'm alive, so I better make the best of this, and that's give me strength, bring strength to my thoughts and to my emotions. And I think this is part of being building your energy field. And I think most people will project their true self to a level where they can't reach, and because they can't see themselves being perfect, they become very frustrated and they project that frustration outside, from inside out. And I'm thinking, wow, all these people I met in especially in countries like um, in Asia or Africa or South America, is they're so awesome, and they're so happy, and they realize that's why in my last book from the Away from Home series, I'm talking about 80 aha moments around the world. And one, I mean, happiness is something you share. This is one of my aha moments.
Yeah,
Happiness is not something you chase, it's something you share.
yeah, absolutely.
And you take responsibility, and that, launches you into new adventures. Even everything starts in your mind, you'll end up embracing life in a different way once you realize that it is being open to self-correction
Yeah,
that transforms your destructive behavior patterns.
yeah,
Because um, nobody can nobody can help you there. It's between yourself and your mind. It's just you. So you are the one creating those thoughts. So while you can't change your circumstances, you can change your thoughts.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, I mean, the thing about thoughts is thoughts become emotions, and then emotions turn into actions or non-action, and that's the whole point. If you're thinking negative thoughts, then what you're attracting, so you're putting out a very low vibration, you're going to be very negative, and you're only going to attract negative things to you. But if you put out positive thoughts, then that's how you're going to get, if you like, rewarded, because better things. And as you say, we've talked about it before, um, these feelings are an inside job. Your thoughts create what goes on in your body. If you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be sick, guess what? You will be sick. If you think, oh, it's a dreadful day, then yeah, it will be a dreadful day. So, I've said this before, to wake up in the morning and say, thank you to the bed for a lovely night's sleep, and today's going to be a wonderful day. I choose to make it so. I say it every morning, even when I'm stuck at the moment because I can't walk properly. It's one of those things. It's something to, okay, it's a physical thing, but it doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop me talking to you. It doesn't stop me doing anything.
Absolutely. And you see this what I it's just lately when I become aware of these vibrations and the frequency that affects my own reality. So mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, they're all states of mind, and you choose one or the other. But what you experience are simply different levels of energy, of vibrating your energy. So as a result, what's happening, if you, let's say, you have feelings of fear or envy or anger or grief, or it seems that the vibration are slowing down and will slow you down to a very low frequency.
Yeah.
And that will kill your thoughts of and feelings of love and joy and gratitude and happiness. And you feel your life from a negative set of lenses, if you want. So it's like eating rubbish food, for instance, or indulging yourself into drugs, alcohol, whatever it is that you try to replace your lacks, whatever are missing in your life. That basically turn your energy field into a very cloudy space, and you feel lost and confused.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I totally agree with that. And one thing you said is about choice, and we all have the ability to choose whether we want good or we want bad, and we can choose that. And when you're in a high vibration, that's what's going on with you. Even if like me, you have an accident or something happens, but basically, it's what I call the victim mentality. When you put your hand up and you say, "I am 100% responsible for what goes on in my life." In other words, my thoughts create my reality, my future. So I want my future to be good and energetic and full of love and joy and laughter and good people. And so that's what you put out. And so everybody's got the choice to be able to do that. And when you choose good thoughts, and even when something bad happens, because life isn't perfect and stuff does happen, but it's not the situation, it's how we deal with it. And it's choosing the thoughts to feel good, to be, okay, I understand that this has happened, but now how can I make the best of it? What can I do? How can I make myself feel better about this? I woke up this morning. I was so tired yesterday. I was absolutely shattered from being out yesterday because of my leg. But I woke up this morning full of excitement and energy. And I thought, oh, this is wonderful. If only I was living in a warm climate and I could go out and have a swim in the sea, it would be great. But I don't. I live in London. It was raining and all the rest of it. But it was just this inner excitement that's just this joy for living, that you get every single day, no matter what's going on in your life. And you just go, okay, so what am I going to do today? And believe me, I was, there was one part of me with all this excitement, the other one part saying, I need to sleep because my body is so tired. But this is what I do, and by being grateful, by appreciating what you've got in your life, and making the choice that I don't want to be a victim. I know I know people who will say, oh, it's just my luck, or I'm always ill, or and guess what? They are always ill, and bad stuff keeps happening to them because that's what they're putting out. And sometimes you want to shake them and say, listen, if you just change your thoughts, your emotions will change, and therefore your outcomes will change. It really is very, very simple. It really is. And the choice is such an easy thing to do, but a lot of people like being a victim. They like saying, oh, poor me, because they get attention or whatever it is that they get from it. They get a specific outcome from it. So they like doing it.
But I think I think I have to disagree with you on this. I think they don't know they could recreate their life and stop being the victim and start being the cause of their own life. Because sometimes you just need to slow down to assess your priorities, to assess the outcome you want from life or from the day, or decide on your direction in life. And as you said, when you are the victim, all we can do is to be complaining. But when you slow down and think, wait a minute, I could change my status, my state of mind, and I have that choice like everybody else. I'm no less than anyone else. So perhaps comes down to their sense of worth as well. is the finding the time to slow down and just have a discussion with yourself and stop, being on that fast lane where you are just going, and decide that from now on I could be just myself. I don't need to please anyone. I don't need to be perfect. I'm awesome anyway. Like you taught us in previous episodes that you are so brilliant today, So, take a deep breath and just start feeling better about yourself, start loving yourself more, because at the end of the day, when things are going rough, you are your best friend. Sometimes you can't even share certain situation because you don't want to impose your sad story on somebody else
Yeah.
and rain on their parade.
Mm.
So therefore you have to talk to yourself, being your best friend. So why not recalibrate your relationship with yourself and decide to treat you as your best friend at all times.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
this is how you build from inside out, and that gives you clarity and gives you the chance to explore yourself emotionally and spiritually. And as a result of that, your vibrational frequency will skyrocket.
yeah. I think you're right. I think that often people don't know, and as you say, if stuff is happening and they get overwhelmed by it, then to talk to, their spouse or a friend is to they can't do it. And I think that's why um, often I say to people, you need somebody who is who's been there and done it, but a mentor or a coach, someone who is um, unbiased but can help you, sort of guide you.
Guide you, yes, because people don't like to be told what to do next, but they want to have the option of
Yes,
listening to somebody who is an insider, who's been there, like you said, done that,
yes,
and perhaps they know the shortcut to a better place. But
exactly.
from the other hand, um, I totally agree that you need a mentor, and sometimes it's very hard to find the right mentor. Today, I had a strategy session with somebody who is, I highly regard this person as a great coach.
Hmm.
And he said to me, "You don't need to choose me. You just need the right mentor for yourself. And
Yeah.
if it's me or somebody else, it's not relevant."
Mm.
And for me, that was like he wasn't really at all trying to tell me what to do, but he was telling me that I'm right in seeking a mentor,
Hmm.
because it's my self development which is asking me for more. So
Yeah.
I have to find somebody who um, being where I am and wanted more and went to the next level. And it's very hard to find the right mentor for yourself. And sometimes perhaps it's good just to have a session like you're offering every single time. You are so kind and offer our listener half an hour of strategy session when you just get to resonate with each other to see if it's the right match.
Yeah.
um,
It's really important. When I had a bad back a while ago, I didn't know what to do. So I thought, oh, I'll go to a physio. And I found one online. I went to him and I was in so much pain. And if I hadn't have been, I would have walked away because the minute he opened the door, I thought, I don't like this man, and I didn't resonate with him. He might be very, very good, but I was very unhappy. I spent like an hour there, gave him £70 and came away in as much pain and just really, really unhappy. Um, and it's the same thing with a mentor. You've got to resonate with them. You've got to feel comfortable. You've got to be able to think, well, this person is really they're gonna help me, not just that that I've heard that they're good or found them online or something, but I And they always say the best testimonial is a recommendation from somebody, because word of mouth really does help. And I know how I've been able to help my clients, and I'm sure how you've been able to help yours. But you need that sort of initial chat, because some people you talk to, and I might not resonate with them, and I might think, I don't know if I can help them, or I might think, I'm really not suitable for that person. And I'm sure you feel that too sometimes.
I recently I read lots of books, and my latest book I read is called The Science of Getting Rich.
Okay.
It's an old book. You can find it. You can Google it. So, The
Wallace,
Science of Getting Rich
Waffles, isn't it?
yes, it's by
Yeah.
I think the author is
Wallace Waffles.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
that's him. So he's saying that actually that each one of us can form things in his thought,
Okay.
and you can cause the thing you think to be created.
Yeah.
And I love this book. I was keep reading and reading, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is just, resonates with me. So sometimes if you are not, because when you are ready, the mentor or the teacher will show up.
Hmm.
That's so valid. And
Yeah.
I found that sometimes a book could really help, or otherwise, as you very well know, just write a book. Press the speaker button on your smartphone, record yourself, and
Yeah.
send the audio recording to fiverr.com, and that's
Yeah.
your book. So it's always being involved in a spiritual project really helps, you know your vibrational state,
Yeah.
and affect your reality. Because if you feel your life is not in the right place, and if you don't care what you eat anymore, you start making the wrong choices, and it's all
Yeah.
to do with your self-worth, and that causes to your own energetic field to turn upside down.
Yeah. Exactly.
And as you said, your vibrational frequency is the magnet
Mm.
that will attract new experiences. And
Yeah.
it is my personal belief that what makes the difference in your self-development is not what you know, is not what other people know, or who knows you, or how money you got, but the experiences you are making yourself available to. So
Yeah.
your experiences are very, very powerful, because they will create the perception. You will create your blueprint, basically, and
Exactly.
that's why you are responsible for how you choose to live your life, how you choose to exist on this planet,
Mm.
and what you choose to experience. And that's your evolution, your energetic evolution, and that can grow or kill your life.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's amazing how these old books um, really got it even then. I mean, Wallace Wattles, I read The Science of Getting Rich many years ago, and I'm rereading Think and Grow Rich as well. And Napoleon Hill also says about put it, all the steps that he talks about. And one of the things he talks about is he doesn't call them affirmations, but actually feeling what you want, and the desire and the belief and the faith. And he talks about auto-suggestion. And this is what we're all talking about, putting this stuff inside, waking up in the morning with, today is going to be a beautiful day. I choose to make it so. All the choices. And as you say, it comes down to what we choose to eat, how we choose to treat our bodies, what we choose to say, the words we use, because words are incredibly powerful, and not just the words we use out loud, but the words we use to ourselves. Because as you said before, a lot of people have feelings of low self-esteem. They don't have much confidence, or they're self-worth is really not good at all. And so that makes them feel inferior. And so their thoughts become less, they become negative. And so, quotes, bad things happen to them. And it's their vibration, it's their low vibration. So it's just like this wheel that, you know, starts off and then it does a circle and it just doesn't change. But with little habits and, you know, getting into good habits, it's so easy to just change. Just do one or two different things every day, every single day. You know, waking up and saying, I'm really grateful for the great night's sleep I had, and I'm grateful that it's going to be a wonderful day today. It's going to be an amazing day. It's going to be an awesome day. You know, and going into the bathroom and smiling at yourself and saying, good morning, gorgeous. You know, and stuff like that. And just do it every single day. One of the first things I ever learned to do, and this is a very long time ago, was to walk around saying to myself, I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. That can change your, you know, they say that a habit becomes ingrained after 21 days. Some people agree with it, some people don't. But I think, you know, why not try it for 21 days, 3 weeks, that's all. Just try saying that to yourself every single day, like a little mantra. Because when you're thinking good thoughts, this is a real clue. When you're thinking good thoughts like that, even when you specifically take a thought and say, you know, I'm now living in a, you know, wherever, in this beautiful mansion, or whatever you want in your life, and you keep saying it over and over again, you can't have two thoughts at the same time. So the doom and gloom has to sort of go away. You know, I think it's going to be a wonderful day today. I know it's going to be a wonderful day today. I choose to have a wonderful day today. And if you keep saying that, then, you know, if you say it over and over again, then the doom and gloom stuff about, oh, the rain and the bad traffic and all the rest of it will just won't be there. And you'll start feeling good, and you'll see people and you'll smile at them. You know, and a smile reverberates and somebody else will smile at you, and so it goes on. And, you know, I've gone up to people and said, the other week I was on the tube in London, and as I was getting off, there was this girl wearing this like cloche hat thing, and it was sparkly, and I love sparkly. And it was all sparkly, and she actually had headphones in. She was listening to something, but I had to say something, so I tapped her on the shoulder, and she turned around and she took the headphones out, and I said, I just have to say I love your hat. And she went, oh, thank you. I said, it's just made my day. It's Monday morning and it's just lovely. Thank you for wearing it. And she was like, oh, you're welcome.
But you know, Adrienne, many times I just smile, and that's my natural state. I don't even decide to have that state. I'm in a state of smile. And some people are asking me, what are you smiling at? So I'm thinking, I don't even realize, you know, I wear that smile all the time, and it's from inside. But actually, coming to talk about this, I think I was about 13 when I read an article. It was no internet at the time, so I don't know how I got hold of that article, because it was like I was putting underneath my pillow and you know, like thinking. I wasn't sure if I'm allowed to read that stuff or not. So anyway, it was written by some some scientists from Oxford University, and they discovered that the frequencies of vibrating energy are perhaps 100 times more efficient in sending information within a biological system than physical system.
Yeah.
So they were saying that they were recognizing actually the fact that vibrations are controlling the molecule in your body more than hormones or other growing factors would do. So connecting with that, I start. Because of that, I was so excited about it. I wasn't sure if I can talk about it or something, which I should not open my mouth about it anyway. So, but then I start looking for exciting news like that, and anything to do with your perception will just make me dream, and and then it was something I read about the about the color and the sound. So
Uh-huh.
apparently there are 7 colors, and they exist within the rainbow. Yes, which I believe in rainbow. I believe in the power of rainbow, and I know at the end of the rainbow is a pot of gold, which is you usually.
Absolutely.
And there are 7 notes within the musical scale.
Hmm.
So I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's a piano teacher, and she was saying that you can hear the color blue is the musical key of D, which
Oh,
vibrates of just shy of 600 hertz. So
wow.
so you see, it's like so it's scientific fact, and it's of course a pianist who could explain this better. And actually, I'm going to invite her to talk about this.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, if a pianist could press a key above the 88 keys or whatever that exist on a piano, that key could produce light.
Wow.
It's just amazing. I mean, so we know so little. That's why each time I'm looking at the sky, and I look at the stars, I'm thinking people got there. They went to a different planet, and it's only because they had the courage to explore their own mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So looking inside yourself, discovering yourself, and I used to say this, and this is another aha moment I got during my 1,000 days travel around the world, is that I love meeting total people I never met before, including myself.
Yeah. That's amazing. That is incredible. I'm still working with the blue thing. I'm just like so confused. But it sounds wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And I love. It's funny, isn't it? Because I get days. I love colors. I like bright colors. But I find that there are days where only certain colors I want to wear. And I think that's how I'm feeling. So that's very interesting what you say about color, because I like various colors. So that's, as I say, that's really interesting. And I think color can also affect your mood, how you're feeling. Because sometimes you want something, in the winter, certainly in the
True.
northern hemisphere, you want something, you want darker colors that are sort of more warming, like sort of dark reds, and and then Christmassy colors, obviously. But and in the summer you want sort of bright colors like sunshine. So
Yes.
it's interesting, and it does, colors do affect your mood. There's no
I
doubt.
know, I know. It's many times when I'm saying I travel into serendipity, people look at me thinking, "What?" But I believe in serendipity because you are a spiritual being, and you are on a journey of growth and transformation and evolution, and you don't know where you're going to go. To me, it's like just engage yourself into this um, spiritual routing journey, and raise your perception and pay attention to the leaves around you, to the small things in life, to the color, to the sound, and that knowledge, that connection you make with the nature can accelerate your energetic evolution. So each time you feel down, we all have those type of days. You just go for a walk, and you'll feel a lot better. And this is, how you should spend your me time, connecting with yourself, connecting with nature, and just choosing freely to understand yourself better, and guide your spiritual development, um, to be able to give more, to see more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And it's about going inside, because it's an adventure, isn't it? It doesn't matter how old you are and how long you've actually been on the planet, but it's just every day can be an adventure if you're open to it. And I think, you see.
So I think, in my own experience, each time I lose focus on my inner work, nothing works. It's as if only works when I look inside and I find something that I can share. And I really believe that the secret of living your life with purpose is sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know some people are saying is giving, but I think it's sharing, because you just share what you have inside, that abundance you hold in your heart, something that nobody can take away from you. You know, that abundant place of joy and happiness, after all, is not something you chase. It's something you have so much of it for no reason that you have to give it away.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly, like a gift. Absolutely, and you have to do that, and it's and also the thing is that when you've got that feeling inside, it's a feeling of love and happiness, and it sort of bubbles up, and you do want to share it with people, because it's like you couldn't possibly keep it all inside. It's just too much for you. You have to, and I think people are attracted to that. People see that, and so when people start working on themselves and really sort of realizing what wonderful beings they are inside, and what all the stuff that they've got in there, which is so exciting, and everything that you uncover is just like, it's just like a diamond. It's just so wonderful. And then when you share it with people, and people are so drawn, so everything in your life starts working. Everything, your health changes, your health improves, your relationships improve, your money situation improves, everything. Your whole life changes, because you're putting out this incredibly high vibration, and so people with high vibration are being attracted to you. And so, because let's face it, we all know people who have low vibration and are very negative, and they literally, if you spend too much time with them, they can really drain you. They drain your energy, they drain your feelings, and it's horrible. It's awful to be around people like that. And sometimes, there's not a lot we can do about it. And to be with people that support and love you, and when they see all the love that you've got inside, that you're sharing, then they're attracted to you. And so, as I say, everything starts working, and your life just goes from joy to more joy, from abundance to more abundance.
So don't get drained, get brained.
Exactly, absolutely, yeah.
I know we have more questions from our listeners, perhaps for next time. Now this is all we have time for, but by all means, feel free to connect with Adrienne. She's just this amazing source of light. And Adrienne, I know you are offering, I don't know if it's still, the offer is still on the table. You are offering a 30 minutes strategy session, me time, with our listeners.
Absolutely.
So where would you like people to connect with you?
They can email me at admin@theawarenesszone.co.uk.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for listening to us tonight. Good morning for some people in Asia. Good afternoon in North America. We send you our best vibration of love of music. Me time is about to be born.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
absolutely. Bye-bye.